All right, guys. Now we're live for the third time today. And hopefully my computer don't act up. If it does, then I got my backup right in my hand with my phone. So if we wanna, it's like this. If y'all don't hear me, then give me a few seconds. I will get back with y'all. But I guess we got us a new guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What up, everybody out there in YouTube land? You all know me all too well. I'm your fat Canadian fuck-30 boy, Bearhugger29, the beer. Sorry I wasn't here in the first part. I had to deal with my own little debate show podcast of my own, but I'm glad to be here now, though. So
No, it's all good, man. I wanted to start the podcast earlier, but I'm in service plumbing, man. When they got emergencies, I got to take it, so that's why I was
well,
a little
yeah,
late.
work first, man. Work first, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess let's go ahead and introduce yourself again, Dave.
This is Dave's Had Enough 187 from the Dave's Had Enough show. Glad to be here. Glad Bear Hugger can make it and everybody, and looking forward to this podcast.
I sure appreciate you, Dave, for joining me. And last but not least, go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Nick.
This is Nick from St. Louis Entertainment, and that's all I got for now.
I appreciate you, Nick. I appreciate you. You've been supporting me this whole time, Nick. I really appreciate you, man. But I guess let's continuously and go back to what we was talking about earlier. And Bert Hugger, you pretty much caught up what we was talking about. You say you caught like 45 minutes of it.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Basically, I'll get you caught up in everything. We was basically talking about the whole entire civil war that's going on between the Nintendo fan base. You could say Nintendo fans versus fanboys. Like, it's kind of crazy, man. And the videos that me and Dave had did these past few days, and some people call it damage control. I won't say it's damage control. It's called expressing our own opinions. And I got my comment section, Dave's comment section kind of exploded with people just on the fence about the Wii U and all that. And I was just basically saying, just hear me out. Just watch the whole video and just look at the point. Now, basically, at the beginning of the generation, just like Dave said, he read all the articles, he read everything, and he basically said, us as the Wii U owners, we was gonna get all this third-party support. We was gonna get this, we was gonna get that, and all of a sudden, whenever the Wii U first launch, we had all the third-party support. Some of the games was great, and some of it wasn't so great. I could be, like Batman Arkham, the Armor Edition. That was a good. I love it. I love the game.
Yeah, I'm still looking for that game. I can't find it in my retail stores, like fucking nowhere.
Oh, that sucked. That game was
There's
good,
a lot of games on the
but it just didn't sell. It just didn't sell very well. And just like Mass Effect 3, I like the game. But the deal is, we got fucked over because last gen got the trilogy. So, you got stuff like that.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
And, of course, yeah, it was bullshit, And, basically, when Nintendo, after that first year, like, the whole entire third-party support, it just fucking fell off the face of the earth, man. And basically, it's like, it's Nintendo's fault. No, it's not third party's fault. No, it's Nintendo's fault. No, it's third party. My opinion, it's both faults. It's my opinion. And, it seems like, when I try to express my opinion, I get bashed on. And I'm a huge Nintendo fan. You know me, bro. I know you see some of my rants. And, basically, I be ranting all the time about EA, Ubisoft, Activision. I fucking rant about fucking people being mind raped and shit, And basically, I'm just, I was like, okay, why are we talking about other people? I'm not talking about the Nintendo fans. And some of them, I'm trying to be unbiased here. If I see something, I'm gonna say something. Either way, yes, I am on the Nintendo fan side, but at the end of the day, I'm a real gamer. My name is Real Gamer 27, not Nintendo Gamer 27. Real Gamer 27. And I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to just be real here, man. Like whenever I remember you said that you got the Wii U. The second year, I believe, right? The second year?
Yeah, I got it back in August. The beginning of August is when I got mine.
Okay, you got yours in August. Okay, so people like me and Dave, we bought ours at launch. We was like, okay, yeah, we getting all this third-party games. We getting this, we getting that. Oh, I'm so excited. And boom, we're fucking pissed. So, yeah, you already knew about the third-party support when you got yours. You knew it was dog trash. But when we first got ours, it fucking sucked. Well, no, it was good. It was good, but over time it sucked. But at the time that we got it, they promised us the third-party support. That I made a video And
Mhm.
basically they even had the presentation at the E3 2011 about all these great third-party games that's coming on the Wii U system because it couldn't handle the Wii graphical powers. Basically on the last gen, it couldn't handle it. So we was getting this. We was getting Assassin's Creed, we was getting Mass Effect, we was getting all the games like that. The Madden. We were supposed to be getting everything. Hell, we still didn't get the Aliens game that they showcased at the E3. The Ghost Recon, we didn't get that. It's just stuff like that we was promised, and
Oh,
all of a
that
sudden
Ghost
it's
Recon game
gone.
was shit anyways, man. I played that on the PC when my roommate was living with me last year, and yeah, that game was trash, man.
Oh,
Yeah, but
okay, okay.
that's where Nintendo fans accept shit. They're like, well, that game was fucking trash. We don't want it anyways. I might have want to play that.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
That
yeah.
that I can totally understand from that concept itself. I mean, the thing is, like, I played it myself. So, but normally times for a game that I've never played before, I don't like judging it unless like I actually play it myself. I mean, look at a game, Order 1886. Will I play that when I get my PS4 down the line? More than likely, yes, I will. Am I going to enjoy it? That's to be determined. I'm not going to make a full judgmental thing on it. I mean, I can sit there and say my piece on the matter of it now, saying that, well, it looks visually impressive. The gameplay's not, I'm not feeling it on the gameplay side, that kind of jazz. So that game will be one of those games that I would get when it drops in price, which by the time I do get my console down the road for the PS4, that game will already have that price drop already, so I'm okay with that. But will it be
I
a
got
day
a
one buy?
question. I
No.
got a question for you, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
Do
fine.
you accept the limited games that we're getting, and but with the whole third party? Basically, if we had a chance to get third party games right now, will you take it, or you be like, I'm fine with the exclusive that we got. Fuck third party. Like, I'm asking you, like,
Well,
do you accept what we're getting right now, or
first,
like I said, what's that? Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, first and foremost, as far as the whole third-party binge goes, I mean, it's something that everyone wants. There's no denying that. I mean, every person who I've talked to fucking will tell you, like, yeah, we would love to have this third-party support. And the reasons why we don't get it could be multiple reasons. It could be mostly on Nintendo's head. It could be on some of the developers that just don't care to release their games because they don't make enough profit off their games.
Mm,
Who the fuck knows? A lot of the things like Coupon mentioned in the first episode, or the first part of this podcast, I should say, she brought up an interesting point about the fact that we don't know exactly what goes on behind the scenes, correct? I mean, there could be a lot of things like the reason why Ubisoft backed off is because there was not a whole lot of money making off of their games with the exception of Zombie U, which was an exclusive title. When we look at games like Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, whatever you want to call it, that I'm surprised they even kept on going for the second year. But with that said, of course, I mean, those games were fun. I mean, minus it had performance issues, yes, but that doesn't change the fact that Assassin's Creed 4 was a good game. I haven't played it myself, and I still want to. I'm not getting the third one, though. But with that said, though, I mean, you got to look at it from this angle, too, as well. There's a few aspects you got to put into fruition here. The one aspect is being that a lot of those Nintendo fans that never, ever got a chance or didn't even bother playing the PS3 or the 360 last gen, you know there's a lot of people out there that just stuck to the Wii. Like those hardcore Nintendo fan base that just stuck to the Wii for the entire generation of the 7th gen, right? So
mm,
when they make that jump over to the Wii U, they're going to look at Assassin's Creed 3 and they're going to be asking questions like, where's Assassin's Creed 2? Where's Assassin's Creed 1, right? Because like they're not going to know if they never had Assassin's Creed on last gen systems, period, on the Wii itself specifically. They're not going to know that those games are not even tied to, Brotherhood Revelations 1 and 2, right? So a lot of those people are just going to be like, okay, well, here's a third game, but where's the first two games? I don't see them. They'll go and ask the questions on the retailer. I'm like, okay, do you guys happen to have Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 for the Wii U? And they're like, those games never came out. Same goes with Mass Effect 3, like the whole Mass Effect 3 with EA, and then like a month later announcing the trilogy, that was a fucking dick move. That was
yeah,
a
that's
complete fucking dick move because no one would actually buy that shit if the trilogy's not coming out for the Wii U and you only have the third game there. That's alienating a small market that never played a Mass Effect, period. And to me, that's bullshit. That's not the right way to do it because if nobody has any prior knowledge. I mean, yeah, you got that in-game comic book thing where you can make your choices, but that's not, that kind of ruins what the whole entire element of what the game is when you have to go through it individually yourself through playthroughs and get the proper answers or get the your decisions that actually matter. You know what I mean? Experience it that way is what I should say. That's a lot of Nintendo fans that never played a Mass Effect game, period. They're going to ignore that because they have no prior knowledge of the first two games. And the comic book thing, yeah, that's hit or miss, but a lot of them don't even know what the hell that is because it's not advertised properly per se, if that makes sense. Even with other games like that we did get, like when we finally got Watch Dogs right at the end of 2014, Ubisoft released that game at the worst possible fucking time. That game should have came out. That game should have came out the same day PS4, PS3, 360, and the fucking Xbox One got it. There's no, that was just fucking stupid why they held on to it. I think the reason why they did it because the install base was too small. Well, no, because the install base was too small. Because if you look at the first year, right, the first year the Wii came out, there was a humongous mainstream drought. After the launch came out, after Wonderful 1 came out, there was literally nothing for like 6 to 9 months. They left that window open for third parties to get in there and to get shit released. All those people that you showed in your video there at the E3 2011 press conference, they all released games except for one, and that was Ken Levine with Irrational Games with BioShock Infinite. That company, they closed it down. They went fucking straight up indie developers like a half a year after that E3 press conference. Or I think it was a year after that, sorry, I should say. But every developer that was there, they released games on the Wii. We had our Tekken. We had, a game from, what the hell is his name there? The one that made Epic Mickey. Epic Mickey 2, that was there.
Oh, yeah.
All the developers that were there, they did get around to releasing games. The only one that we didn't get, though, however, was when the president of EA came up on stage that same press conference and announced, Madden, which we did get a Madden game at launch, but I don't know how that game favored. I don't really play that many sports games except for my hockey and golf. That's it. But regardless of that, we were supposed to get Battlefield 4. We never got that. Or Battlefield 3, sorry, we never got that. Now, I know the whole debacle with EA and them being pissed at Nintendo for not allowing Nintendo or agreeing, or not having Nintendo agree with their whole entire aspect of having Origin be the main online infrastructure for the Wii U. And I'm glad Nintendo denied that, because Origin, if you haven't used Origin before on PC, it fucking sucks. Origin is a horrible fucking service. Now, however, I'll tell you from this perspective too as well. If Origin was the main online infrastructure for that, do you think Call of Duty would ever see the light of day with Origin being running the main support, which is, EA, Battlefield's their rival company? No, Call of Duty would never even exist. So we would have never got Black Ops 2. We would have never gotten fucking Ghosts. None of that shit. So that would have been gone. EA would have still been supporting the system. Yeah, they would have no choice because they would have got stuck in that whole entire aspect of having Origin be their main thing. So we would have got games like Dragon Age. We would have got games like Battlefield. All that cool jazz. But at the same time, I'm happy that Nintendo didn't accept that offer because, like I said, Origin is a shitty-ass service. But it maybe would have been better than the way Nintendo infrastructured their stuff now. Who knows? I don't know. But whatever. I'm just looking at it from the way I see it, how I've used it on PC. Garbage fucking service. But whatever. That's just me. But at the end of the day, as far as all the other games go, we got all that crap with that. Ubisoft came out after the first year and said that, remember when they delayed Rayman Legends? Remember that it was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive? That game was designed for that fucking system, man. But they sat on it, and they waited for the other versions to come out. There was a huge controversy backlash for that game when Ubisoft made that announcement. In fact, the actual developers from that team that was working on the game, they came out and released a demo for the Wii U that actually had updates and whatnot, whatever you want to call it, to tie people over until the full game came out. Full game came out. I think the Wii U version sold the most, I think, whatever you want to call it, compared to other consoles. I don't know what the numbers were. I don't know offhand, whatever you want to call it. You have to look at video charts. Because of that was a dick move, honestly, in my opinion, for Ubisoft to sit on that fucking game, because they didn't like the install base at where it was at. And now, is that Ubisoft's fault? No, because they're a fucking business, man. They have to make money, right? That's their whole entire job. They're not going to invest making a game specifically for one system, or even a port of a game, and the version sells like crap. Look what happened last generation with the Wii, right? Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was about to ask you something. Okay. With the Wii U version, something like, why do a lot of Nintendo fans accept that we're not getting third-party support, and they're happy with it? They even though about the Wii U price tag is too much, too damn high. Even though it comes with 2 free games, but the Xbox One comes with 2 free games, and it has a lot.
Yeah, the price down
games that's coming. Okay. Yeah, that's basically what I'm.
It really depends, honestly. I mean, like, the way I look at it, as far as like those, those diehard fans are going to buy that system. Doesn't matter, $300. I mean, to me, that was the only console I could afford at the time, because that's how much money exactly I had. Thankfully, from my Trillium and my benefits that I got from the Canadian government, I was able to get that system. However, to the average consumer that wants to get the system as a secondary console of choice, not a primary, obviously, because nobody buys Nintendo as primary. That's back in the SNES days, that was back then. As far as the other 2 generations between that, with
honestly, I bought it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, all of us here, we've bought and passed Nintendo consoles, but we also play other consoles on top of that. However, from the aspect of a Nintendo fan buying the Wii U, yeah, that price they'll easily say justifiable because they know what games they're getting, they know what kind of content that Nintendo releases, they know the quality of Nintendo games, so that's already a given. To the
Can
average
I cut in
consumer,
on that right there,
yeah,
Barrow, before I
go ahead.
forget? For you,
Yeah,
and I gotta break this point.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but a lot of the Nintendo fans are that on my video and Real Gamers video are forgetting that we bought this console when it came out, when they presented this as you get your Assassin's Creed 3 with your
yeah,
Nintendo. So I'm assuming this was the Super Nintendo like that. I wasn't assuming this was the
yeah,
GameCube or Wii. So that's when I'm mad. But a person that buys the Wii U now understands what you're getting. You're not
yeah.
getting third party support. So that's where from my video is a big difference from what I'm trying to say to a person that just bought a Wii U, where they're trying to make it look like I
Yeah.
just bought a Wii U and knew that it didn't have third party.
Yeah,
That's what I was trying to
my
make.
rule is, and this is like a main rule that I've always had every generation. I think all the way up to the N64 is I always wait a year ahead. Because I mean, money issues, of course, the prices are always too high for me to afford. Blah 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 blah. I usually always wait a year. But for people who bought into it day one, like yourself and Real Gamer, and I'm sure many other people who are probably listening in right now, or who will eventually also watch this too as well. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I totally understand that mentality. People saying that they were going to get their Assassin's Creed, they were going to get their CODs and all that crap like that, and they did for the first 2 years. They did get Assassin's Creed 3 at launch, and the following year they got, or right at the end of the first year, I should say, they got Black Flag, Ghosts, and whatever you want to call it. Then after that, it was been pretty much basically silent waters from there on in. But that's when developers were, because they gave that first year the benefit of the doubt to see if the install base would rise for the second, during the second year, and sadly, it didn't really do much at all, period. And to me, that's where the whole entire aspect why a lot of developers bailed out, because the install base is too small. People will use that same mentality as like, oh well, the Xbox One still has that same install base, correct? Well, at the time, in this first year, in the same given time, it was still a lesser thing, but yet third parties were still going to that. That's a question a lot of people would ask, and I think the reason for that is because, I mean, everyone knows that people will eventually, buy an Xbox One or whatever the case may be, but they know that their actual third-party games on that platform are going to sell regardless of the install base size. When it's on the Wii U itself, look at the way the Wii was. How many people last gen would sit there? I mean, did you have a Wii, the original Wii, last gen, Dave? I think
No,
you right?
I skipped the Wii. I had every Nintendo console but the Wii.
But the
That's
Wii, okay.
right now.
Now, see, I'll tell you one thing right now. If you had the original Wii, it would be the exact same problem all over again. It's exactly what it was. So many people. I'm pretty sure Real Gamer, you had a Wii, right?
Yeah, I had one.
All right, and the other dude that's in here, I'm pretty sure he had a Wii too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I'm sure you've seen many fucking occasions during the Wii generation on how many people sat there and said that they had their system locked up in a closet because it was collecting dust, that kind of shenanigans. You heard that so many times, year in and year out. You would always hear that. Every once in a while, those consumers that bought a Wii would bring it out and play like Mario Galaxy 1 or 2 or whatever they would see come out from Nintendo's prerogative, or something like from third parties came out. Call of Duty eventually got. I mean, there was Call of Duty games on the Wii itself. We did get our ports of World at War, which is pretty bad. But we did have Call of Duty 2. No, sorry, Call of Duty 3. And then we had a couple other ones. It wasn't until I think 2009 is when they officially gave us fucking Modern Warfare 4, or sorry, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare
3.
Reflex.
It was Modern Warfare 3.
No, we got Modern Warfare 3 later on down the road too as well. But Treyarch freaking came out and announced, I think it was back in 2009, that when they gave us Call of Duty Modern Warfare fucking Reflex, which is basically Call of Duty 4. It was a port. They downgraded, whatever you want to call it. That game sold no more. I think it was like just slightly over 2 million. And for an install base at the time in 2009 was already well past like 70 plus million already for the install base. So if a game like Call of Duty, which is huge on the other platforms, can sell diversely well, you would think that with the people on the install base would easily eat at that Call of Duty game, correct? Not the case. The only Call of Duty game that sold surprisingly decent on that system was fucking Call of Duty 3, which was a launch title which sold a little over 3.5 million, I think it was, or some bullshit like that. What the fuck? So, I mean, the casuals obviously didn't care for it, and a lot of the actual Nintendo fans, fucking at the time when Modern Warfare came out, they already owned an Xbox 360, or they had a PS3, or if not all three of them. So they were already gaming or playing Call of Duty games with their friends on their Xbox One, or playing with their friends on their PS3. And that's what hurt the sales of that. The same goes with this one here, too, as well. It just, now that we got these at launch, fucking, the only difference is that when you look at the numbers of Call of Duty 2, or sorry, Black Ops and Ghosts, Black Ops 2 on the Wii U itself at launch sold fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible, man. But look how long it took for those games to fucking, or the actual install base to even get to where it is now. 3 years in, and it's just finally hitting almost close to 9 million. Or I think it's at 9 million now. And so the fact that it's at 9 million right now, but that has a lot to do with the name confusion. A lot of people don't like the gamepad, so that technically is to blame on Nintendo's behalf. Because Nintendo, honestly, they did stick a fucking stupid fucking name. I wish they would have called it the Revolution to be done with it. That would have been better. That would have not alienated the audience, whatever the case may be. People wouldn't have never said anything about the name title of it. But that's the reason why a lot of third parties are bailing out. There's not enough money coming off of it. If you go look at VG charts, even for last generation on the Wii 2 as well, with that huge install base, look at the top 20 games. You'll see there's barely maybe 1 or 2 or 3 tops on the Wii side. Third-party games that sell fucking even close to like what it did on the Wii. Like maybe a couple million tops, that was it. And they're mostly just all Just Dance games. The Wii U, same thing.
Yeah.
All top 10 games, all Nintendo shit, third parties, barely make crap. The only games that are third parties that actually did well were third-party exclusives like Hyrule Warriors or like Zombie U.
And that's what I'm, and Bear Hugger, that's what I'm getting at. You see, a lot of people are accepting that third party is not on the Wii U no more. Nintendo, a lot of these Nintendo, I'm not even calling them Nintendo fans. I'm not saying you or anybody. I'm just saying, like, I want to point out some people. I'm not going to do that. They're accepting there's no third party, so they're like, we don't got third party. That's good. Well, why are you expecting
that?
that?
But just not the mainstream ones that everybody wants.
What I'm expecting Nintendo to do without their third party now is do what they did with the N64 and the GameCube. Secure third party exclusives. You know, like Terminator Juice asked Real Gamer 27, he's like, oh, well, Dave just expects, or whoever he directed that to, that Nintendo's just going to make all these 6 games a year like Ubisoft's going to do. And, like, how did he say that, Real Gamer? Repeat what he said.
Hold on, I gotta get that message.
Well, he pretty much said, I expect Nintendo to do what Ubisoft does to cover them what they do, and the next guy. No, I expect Nintendo to go to Ubisoft and make a game, ask them to make a game for them, and spend a little money.
No,
and go to Bethesda and do the same thing. Go to the next one, do the same thing, like they used to do on the N64. The Wii U with no third-party support like the rest of them got, who cares? Secure third-party titles, a lot more than they're securing in just 3.
I definitely see where you're coming from. Because they someone did that somewhat a little bit on the Wii itself, right? We had games like Red Steel, we had games like House of the Dead, Overkill, we had a couple other games here or there that Nintendo probably went and asked to get something unique. And yeah, don't get me wrong, I mentioned this. What the hell video that I talked about? I think it was in a podcast that I was in. I think it was that debate one that I did the other day, where I was saying to people, I was like, yeah, I would like to see Nintendo go out of their way. Like they may have probably approached Ubisoft by now and said, yeah, we have this idea, let's make it into a game. We'll fund the project. Can we get you guys to make it? Ubisoft could have been like, yeah, sure, or they could have just said no. That kind of thing like that. But
weren't they going to do this, Bear Hugger? They were supposed to do that. That was said at around the time they talked about the quality of life, that they were going to get third parties.
Yeah, they said that at the Q4 last year. Yeah, they said that at the Q4 financial report that they were planning on doing.
And we still don't see it. We don't see it.
Well,
where is it?
Mind you, I mean, like as far as the collaboration with Hyrule Warriors, the collaboration with Atlas, with Shin Megami Tensei Crossfire Island, that's a game a lot of people are saying it's vaporware. It's possible we might not even see that game anymore, but it hasn't. But they haven't come out and said that it's been canceled yet. We might see it at E3 this year. I mean, I'm sure Nintendo has other plans they're planning on doing too as well with other developers. The problem is, when it comes to Nintendo is very old school when it comes to announcing their surprises or their shit, whatever the case may be. We are going to see other games be announced throughout the year, obviously. When? I don't know. I can't give you that answer. I can't predict the future on that. But what I will say is, though, is that, yeah, you can guarantee there are going to be more collaborations. There are going to be more crossovers. It's just when Nintendo announces this shit is beyond me. That's the only gripe I have. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Let me cut you off for a second, man.
That's understandable.
Hey. Let me cut you off for a second. Okay, when you say about Nintendo, always they always known for surprises and everything, but I don't think they're in a good state, to want to surprise us anymore because a lot of people like me and Dave are very impatient. Because
I know. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
One thing I will say that like when it comes to Nintendo, man, like and when I brought it up in the post, I wasn't directing that mainly towards you per se. I was kind of saying that generality. I just worded it differently. So my bad if I got you confused there, Real Gamer. But basically, what I'm saying is, I'm used to the way Nintendo is, like, always has been for many years. You know, I remember going through, like, Nintendo Power after Nintendo Power every month to see if there was any announcements, and they wouldn't announce anything for, like, fucking 5 issues into the new year. And so I'm used to that. So I'm very patient with the company. Yeah, but I mean, if I'm looking at it from the perspective from you and Dave's perspective, I get it, and it makes sense. I understand why a lot of people get frustrated by that crap, and it makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just something I've grown accustomed to, and I'm just used to how Nintendo works, I guess, and that makes sense. So that's why it doesn't bother me in the slightest. However, what I am going to say, though, one thing when I was talking to you the other day in that 1v1 podcast you and I did there, Dave, the other day, remember when I was talking about the fact that sometimes, like, maybe we might see a direct next month or something like that?
Uh-huh.
One thing I was saying to myself there during that debate thing is that, who knows? They might do one next month, but they might do one related to a theme-specific game. They might do one for Mario Maker, and they might actually release the actual release date probably sometime in the middle of March or early March or something like that, right? Because, I mean, for a game like Mario Maker, I could see them definitely doing an actual full-fledged direct on that game, because there's a lot of mechanics in that game that they want to go through and explain on how it works, how all the features work, how the uploading mechanics work, how you can test out levels, all that. They do it all the time for specific games, and Splatoon will definitely get its own one probably close about like April or something like that. Now with you there, fucking Real Gamer, when you were talking about that you were pissed off that you didn't see an actual release date written in stone yet for Xenoblade Chronicles,
Man.
that game, although they did announce a release date in Japan, which is April 29th, I guarantee you that this game will definitely be out before summer's end. But I guarantee you, so either June or July, one of those 2 months will be out.
Damn well better.
Stuff like that really pisses me the fuck off. Why? I know Nintendo is, you know, that's you know, Japan's home country, whatever. You know, but it's mind-boggling that, you know, consoles is struggling. You know, PS4, Xbox, what are they all struggling? Especially Xbox.
Yeah,
But,
Nintendo was aware that it is, and that's why they came out and they stated before too as well that they're just gonna fucking just, you know, cater to the hardcore fans and just call it a day, just ride this generation out until the next one, man. That's what they're planning on doing.
That's what I'm saying. Like North America is their strongest market, but it's just like Fatal Frame. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I want that game. I want that fucking game to come overseas, man. I know they're fucking, and I know for a fucking fact that they're fucking sitting on it because
they got
last
Dragon.
yeah, like last gen, they fucking made what was their Fatal Frame, some other game it was, whatever you want to call it. It got released in Japan. It skipped North America, but it got released in Europe, and that fucking pissed me off last gen because I love that franchise. So if they're gonna sit on that game and only release that fucking at a specific time because they're waiting to see what games or whatever they're gonna have to show off for like the following year, that's fucking stupid in my opinion, man.
No,
I mean,
it's just
if it
like
comes to America, that's fine, I'll take it. But I mean, fuck, I don't want to have to wait another goddamn year to fucking play it.
Yeah,
that's why
I
which
love
system was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, I was about to say, man, I love Nintendo's games. No, I don't like all of it. It's just, you know, according to some YouTubes, I'm not naming no names. It's like I got to either like them all or I'm not a Nintendo fan at all. Like, what kind of bullshit is that, man? What kind of bullshit is that?
I know there's a lot of people out there that would actually say that, but honestly, I don't look at it from that angle because everybody has the right to judge whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like I mean, for me personally, I'll give you an example. I mean, if I had an Xbox One right now, I mean, is there a lot of things that are coming out that in 2015 for the Xbox? Of course there is. But how many games are coming out that actually interest me the most? Well, to give you guys an example, fucking Resident Evil Revelations 2, which I'm still fucking pissed it's not coming out for the Wii U, given the fact the first game was on the fucking 3DS, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. But outside from that, what else is there? Arkham Knight, I'm waiting for the Game of the Year edition for that, because I'm just going to say, you know what, I want all the DLC with it, so I'm just going to hold off and wait on that one. But that's my own choice. Mortal Kombat, same thing. I'm going to wait for the Game of the Year edition or the complete edition to come out, so that way I can play the fuck out of it, have all the characters right off the offset, not have to worry about paying extra for DLC, whatever the case may be. I don't mind waiting on that. So with those two games out of the equation, fucking, what else would I have that's coming out? Scalebound, right? Because that's exclusive. So I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have other games that they will announce throughout the year, fucking that same time. But I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I can't obviously get pissed off and say that there's nothing that I want that's coming out. There is a lot of stuff that is coming out that I'm not aware of yet, that they haven't announced yet, or that there is, they have announced it, but they haven't released a release date yet, or announced a release date yet. The same kind of thing could be said there too as well. But at the end of the day, there is more variety on those platforms. There is no denying that. That's just fucking fact. You know what I mean? As you said yourself, Dave, there's more games coming out for those platforms, right?
with actual release dates. I'm not, and that's the main thing I'm getting at. I'm not saying Nintendo has nothing coming that I want. I want Zelda.
You just want the
I
release
want
dates to
those
be set in
games.
stone. Yeah.
But
There's
I
nothing
want
wrong
to know,
with that.
like, give me something that's coming in the next 3 months. So I gotta wait till holiday season, pretty much, to get all these games. Like, I have to sit here for another
I can
year.
tell you this right now. I guarantee you. I know for a fact, because like if they fucking and Nintendo's not this fucking stupid. They're not going to release Xenoblade Chronicles right next to Star Fox when Star Fox being right next to Zelda. That would be fucking ludicrous to do something that stupid, because they know that Zelda's going to be their big game of the holiday season. So they want to make sure that they have that month and whatever months come after that fucking strictly for Zelda only. As far as Star Fox goes, that's going to be a summer release, guarantee it, because in summertime, a lot of developers never really release anything all too big in the summertime, correct? We didn't get anything last year in the summertime. It was a very slow 2 months. So Star Fox would be perfect, man. To fucking put that in the middle of the middle of July. There you go. You'll have something to play for like pretty much basically. Well, as long as they have them online for it, that'd be sweet. I would like that feature in there. But Star Fox will cover that for those 2 months. But whereas you have Splatoon coming up in May. You have February with Kirby, and I think Mario Party's in March. So you have 2 games in March. You have Mario Party 10, and then you also have, I forget what the other game is called. Donkey Kong versus Mario versus Donkey Kong, whatever. That's all we have so far. That's all they have announced so far. That's locked in stone. Now, what other games have they announced since E3 that are guaranteed coming out this year? They got Mario Maker that's still coming, Yoshi's Woolly World that's still coming,
Devil's Third.
Devil's Third, exactly. Devil's Third's almost completed, almost. Itagaki already came out and stayed on his Facebook account like a couple weeks back. Yeah, about half a month ago, sorry, they came out and stated that the game's pretty much finished. Expect to see it relatively soon. He said it early in the new year, you'll eventually see it. So, yeah, so we're going to end up seeing that relatively soon. That's going to have a release date in lockdown. I hope to God that he actually puts the release date in a month where there's nothing that's going to be touching that game at all, period.
But the problem with that is we're not getting hype for the game because they not giving us no screenshots.
I know. Because he went back to the drawing board with the game. He had because you remember the backlash when the game was showing off at E3?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Everyone's like, this game looks like shit, right? Well, he went back and he changed up a lot of the assets. He upgraded the game, whatever you want to call it. And that's the reason why he hasn't shown anything off of it yet. But at the same time, remember, Nintendo was helping with this game too as well. And when it comes to Nintendo, they have like this sort of fucking policy in play, whereas that they don't want games to because you know how like with Sony and Microsoft they'll show off like CGI trailers and people get hyped for it. I'm not saying you guys do. I'm saying there's a lot of people out there that actually do. When they see gameplay for it, the hype builds up more and whatnot. And then when the game comes out, it can be hit or miss, whatever the case may be. We've seen that before plenty of times. And I'm not making fun of the consoles. No, I'm just saying a lot of people got let down with Killzone 2, for example, right? But with that said, though, of course, Nintendo has like this strict policy when it comes to funding their games that when they feel that the game looks good enough to actually show off, then they'll show it off. So they probably saw the actual footage, they heard all the backlash for Devil's Third, and they're like, okay, you know what? This game has to get upgraded a little bit, blah, 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 blah. We'll help you fund the project. We'll throw some money your way. Get it top-notch. Get it polished. Get the online like the way you want it to go, blah, 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 blah. And then we'll go ahead and fucking reveal it at whatever time they do. Which, like I said, it could be next month. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I've seen Nintendo in the past. Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. No, I have a question for you, man. Okay. Okay, we went over this earlier. I don't know if you overheard us, but okay, we did say that it would help if Nintendo gets third-party support or if they collaborate, whatever, just give us more games or whatever. Okay, if they don't get third-party support, then in order to fill those voids, fill those gaps, they need to do it themselves and bring back those old IPs. Like like Forza, that's with Microsoft, Drought clubs with Sony. Bring back F-Zero.
Oh, yeah, F-Zero, yeah. Okay, look, that statement that Miyamoto fucking said, I think it was during the Smosh podcast back in the 5th of January this month, where he came out and said that he's not sure what he wants to do with F-Zero, that kind of thing. That was kind of a little bit of a hit or miss. People are like, oh, no, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. No, it doesn't mean he's not going to make it. Because he knows, like there was, what was there? Early last year, at the beginning of last year, I think right before Donkey Kong came out, he asked, there was a voting system on Kodaku where Miyamoto asked Kodaku to construct a poll to see what games they want to bring back. And out of the top 5, there was Metroid, F-Zero, and like 3 other ones. I forget which ones they were. Metroid, that will be there. That's a guaranteed plus.
Probably
Metroid has only ever missed one console, and that was the N64, just like Star Fox did.
That's what I'm saying. Like basically, like we need shooters. Okay, we get Splatoon, but we need another shooter, like a realistic type of
Devil's
shooter.
Third.
Yeah, Devil's Third, Metroid,
Yep.
whatever. Okay, since we're not getting Resident Evil, bring back Internal Darkness. Give us some horror games.
Well,
Give us.
they have renewed the trademark for that. I don't know if they're doing anything specific with
They
that. I have
renewed
no
it in
fucking
the past
idea.
2 years.
I have no
Well,
idea.
the guy who was directing or creating the new Eternal Darkness game, he was
That
arrested for
Kickstarter one, right?
child, yeah, or
Okay,
whatever.
yeah,
He
that's
was
what I read,
arrested for possessing child porn. So that's,
Yeah. Yeah, I read that. That was pretty bad. That was pretty fucking harsh.
yeah.
Man.
After I saw that, I'm like, well, there goes Eternal Darkness. You ain't seeing that game now.
That's what I'm saying. We need to fill those voids. We need a horror game. We need some kind of sports game. Hell, bring back Mario Strikers or Mario Tennis. Just give us.
Well, if they
different
can get Fatal Frame over here, that that's a horror game right there. As far as shooters go, yeah, Splatoon, that's going to cater to a specific audience, and I'm hoping that Splatoon takes off because I want that to be Nintendo's next big game. Now,
But
I want that to come out
the
like every
problem is a
generation.
lot of Nintendo fans is accepting it. That's the issue. Is they are accepting it the way it is now. That's basically why I tried to get Terminator Juice in there because I wanted us all just to get it out
I
on the
think-
table, man.
Honestly, I'll give my 2 cents in on why I think a lot of people out there prefer the way it is right now. Like me personally, I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Me personally, I don't mind it, but at the same time, I would like more stuff to come out. Believe me, I honestly would. Because you know me, I like variety in my games. I always love variety and shit. But I think my 2 cents is this. I think the reason why that they don't care about a lot of the stuff that that the other platforms are getting is because the whole aspect of them, those publishers not giving the time of day for developers to really polish those games and release them not broken, not having to worry about a day one patch, none of that crap. Because I mean, like we're already in now. Like when did fucking Master Chief Collection come out? Like back in like what, October? Or at the end of early November, I think it was.
Same time Bayonetta came out. Like it might be a week apart.
Oh,
or something.
okay. Well, so yeah, so that was like late October.
Yeah.
So it's already been November, December, and we're almost done January. So let's say about on average, almost close to 3 months that game has been out, and it's still the game still has major online problems. That's inexcusable for a game, especially if you're a consumer and you're paying $60 for a game that you can't really enjoy all its functionalities and all its content right out of the box. That is bullshit, man. Like, I mean, like, when you say, Dave, like, we shouldn't settle for less, I do agree with that. At the same time, I shouldn't have to play games that are broken at launch or require a humongous patch out of the gate, day one. That annoys the fuck out of me. Only because I feel that I'm getting cheaped out on a game that I just spent $60 fucking on. I mean, not all developers do this. Mind you, not all of them do this. Only individual ones. Like Ubisoft is guilty of this with Assassin's Creed Unity. Activision, not so much, unless you count their Call of Duty games. But their Call of Duty games are actually working day one. They have a lot of balance problems, but that's different. EA, they have a lot of games that come out that are glitchy and buggy as fuck. Even Dragon Inquisition, tons of bugs and glitches, but the game is not unplayable though. 343 Industries comes out with Halo Master Chief Collection, broken day one. Nobody could play the online for like fucking how many weeks before it actually became semi-workable. And then plus then they go off and announce like stupid shit like, oh yeah, if you could pay $500 or fucking $200 or $300 for like the ultimate Master fucking or Halo 5 bundle. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But now they're doing a beta system now for patches now. It's like, what the fuck? To me, like the only reason why I'm so harsh and critical on this aspect is because growing up through the ages of gaming from the NES all the way up to midway through the 7th generation, man, is that we all got a lot of fucking polished games back then, because we didn't have a patch system that we could put into play. Developers had more passion to put into their shit. There was a lot less bias going on in the industry, all that crazy jazz. It seems to me now it became more of a greed thing. I mean, yeah, they're businesses, but they were also businesses back then too as well. It's just ever since gaming hit the mainstream now, they found ways to work around that shit. They found ways to fucking release content to you as a consumer that you have to pay for afterward, which a lot of gamers do buy. Not saying you guys do. I'm just saying a lot of gamers out there, they do buy that shit. And to me, it's like, what the fuck? You shouldn't have to settle for the kind of crap like that. I think that's why a lot of Nintendo fans out there prefer. I mean, that's why they don't care, because they don't want to have games that come out broken, or they want to have games that come out with day one patches, and especially they don't want to have games with missing content and you have to pay extra for that. You know what I mean? Because they grew up with all that shit back in the time period when they all was in that time frame. We had polished stuff. So many games that came out across all generations, even from the
Wait
NES.
a second. So
all
you're
up to
telling me
now.
all games Nintendo released back in the day were polished? All their
A
games?
majority, not all of them, not all of them. No, I'm not saying not all of them were, but a majority of them were, polished. I'm talking about all developers in general, Nintendo, first party wise and third party wise.
But that's something you got to deal with this generation with internet. They know that they can send an update and they get the games out faster. I mean, it sucks broken games. I'm not going to deny that. But I tell you this. I told Mr. Red Fox, this sounds pretty fucking stupid when you hear this, but I'll take a broken fucking game sometimes than nothing. And then they can fix it down the road.
I can't do that. That's against my
The
liberal.
reason
That's just
why,
me. That's
the reason why you guys get these polished games is because that's all Nintendo's working on. I mean, how would they look if they came out with a broken game and they're releasing nothing hardly?
I wouldn't support them. I wouldn't support them because I'm not going to settle for less.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, if Nintendo had third party, they'd have all these broken games on their console too.
Well, yeah.
And the funny thing is, all you guys say all these third-party games are broken. They're not all fucking broken.
No, I never said all of them were. I was just saying
they're
there's
not.
a lot of
Like
developers that
Shadow
don't spend enough time
is
with them.
not broken. It's not. Far Cry 4 is not broken. If that
No,
would
Far Cry 4 is not. Yeah,
fine.
Far Cry 4 is not. Like I said, Dragon Age, it came out with some bugs and glitches, but it's playable and it works fine.
But look
I'm
what
just
that
saying
game
there are other
that game
developers.
is doing. That game's a huge ass game, like Skyrim. You don't expect a game like that to have flaws? I mean, that's a huge fucking game.
No, I mean, like, as far as like open world games go and whatnot, I mean, I feel that like when they go through Q&A
and one more thing, let me just spot on this broken thing. Now, I'm not talking about a game like Assassin's Creed Unity, as broken as that was. I accept that. I'm just saying if the game has some problems and they fix it, oh well, it is what it is. I don't care if a game's missing, something's not working completely on it, and they can fix it. If a game's completely broken, like Battlefield 4 was at launch, yeah, that's understandable. Okay?
Yeah. Those are the games that I'm referring to. Those are the games that I'm referring to. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not saying like every developer
like
out
all
there.
games are broken. They're all third parties busted.
No, that's why when I was saying earlier, I was saying like I said, not all developers release broken, buggy shit out of the gate. I mean, there's a lot of. It's mostly done on like the Western side with like EA and Ubisoft. That's pretty much basically the two main ones. But then there's also that other issue with practices too as well that we saw come into fruition last time. I mean, look at what Capcom was doing, right, with like Locked On DLC. That was some bullshit. That was fucking bullshit. So you're paying for DLC that's already locked on the disc. You're technically paying for content that you technically own, but you got to pay for it again anyways because it's already on your fucking disc. That is stupid. That is fucking dumb. I mean, like when you download a fucking, like especially when like they do like pre-order bonuses. That's hit or miss with me. I mean, like if the pre-order bonus is nothing more than like a costume, I don't care. But when they start doing like characters or whatever the case may be, yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. That's the reason why I'm waiting on the complete edition for Mortal Kombat X. As far as Batman goes, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna have chock full of different types of pre-order stuff, depending on what it is. If it's not anything that I really see too much that would actually like a character, or it's just mostly all like cosmetics, like costumes, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about that, honestly, because I don't care about costumes all too much when it comes to games. But when it starts like taking out characters or like missions or fucking maps or whatever the case may be, that doesn't really sit well with me. I guess I'm just old school like that. I guess.
I want to put my
no.
Real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Oh no, y'all was basically talking about the whole broken game situation. Yes, some of them broken, some of them completely broken, but some you can still deal with. But I'm just saying, like, just have a library, just a list of games. Like we was talking about this a while ago. I don't know if it was online or offline. Go inside of a GameStop and see the shelves of a PS3, 4, Xbox 360, the Wii, and the Wii U. Go to the Wii U section. It's not very many. Not very many.
No, it's pretty small.
So
yeah, it's small.
So don't you think some people rather accept some broken games than not accepting games at all? So that's basically where I'm coming from. Like there's some really good games that I like the Batman Arkham. It didn't sell like shit, but the game was freaking good. I love how they
I heard that game was fun. Yeah,
it was very fun.
And when I'm saying broken games, like I'm saying like games that have a couple problems. Like okay, maybe this don't run right, but it's not unplayable. Like these people.
Yeah. Like I said, like Dragon Age is a prime example of that.
I watched Nintendo fan base say all these games are unplayable. Like no, they're not all unplayable because they have one flaw that they can patch down the road.
No. It's kind of like the
mean, the whole go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. I'm saying it's kind of like the Evil Within. It got some frame rate issues, but I still played it. I'm not gonna let it stop me from playing it. You know,
No, I
it's
mean,
just like with
I'm
PC
talking about like
gamers.
broken in the sense of like the way Assassin's Creed was, right? Like Assassin's Creed came out, like that game was like unplayable for a lot of people, and they had to come up with so many updates just to try to get it fucking up to par, and it still has problems. That's the
Well,
kind of shit that I'm
I heard
talking
it's
about.
actually fixed. My brother's son
Oh, is
has
it
that
now?
game and actually
Okay.
said, actually, this is the words out of his mouth. He don't follow social media or anything. He says, Dave, that's actually one of the best Assassin's Creeds over 4 and
Hey,
3.
there you go. There you go.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
not
just
hating on
saying,
the
yeah,
game.
I don't stand for it being broken like it wasn't a 40
Yeah,
gig patch
that's
or
what
whatever it
I'm
was.
referring to when I say broken games. As far as like Bethesda, I come to expect that because their games are always buggy as shit, but they're still playable. You just have to fight through some of the aspects of it, though, but it's still fucking playable. Because I did play Skyrim on the PS3, and that was what the hell happened? Oh, never mind. That was the worst version of Skyrim. Was on the PS3 version because that shit was buggier than a motherfucker, but I still played it. I invested a good, like, I think it was like, what, 10 hours of it before I got bored with the game, and then I got rid of it, but that was because I got bored of it. Not saying that the game was bad, even though I went back and played on PC, and I enjoyed it a lot more on PC, thanks to mods, because mods actually made my experience a lot more fun, quote-unquote, but nothing bad on the game, because I know a lot of people out there love Skyrim and love, like, Oblivion and all that stuff. Like King Did It, mentioned, he's hyped for Elder Scrolls Online, and that's another game that's coming out this year, too, as well. I think next month, in fact, actually. But I mean, yeah, like when I'm referring to broken games, I'm talking about games like in the concept of what Assassin's Creed did, right? You know what I mean? Or games that like not broken, but have like a big chunk of content taken from the game and like stripped out of the game and then released to you as DLC. That pisses me off. Like Destiny, for example. Destiny had that similarity problem, but that wasn't done by Bungie itself. That was Activision's fucking thing themselves. They said, no, take this out and we'll release it as DLC later. I mean, look at the backlash that game got, right? I mean, people still playing it, and that's fine. Me personally, I would honestly play Destiny if I had a fucking,
It would get
well, if I had
boring. It would get boring
for
after a while. It would
no, I
get
know
boring just
it
like
does, it does. But
Titanfall.
I mean, when it comes to like little boredom, grindy kind of games, that doesn't really bother me at all. I mean, I play grindy shit all the fucking time.
No,
But
I'm just
that's
saying.
just
I'm
me.
just saying, trying to save you some money unless you get on the bargain bin. But the experience I went
Oh, by
through
the time I get
playing.
around to getting it anyways, it will be in the bargain bin by the time I get
Oh
my
yeah,
Xbox One,
like
so
you
I'm okay
good
with
there
that.
because
Or
I felt that
PS4 when I go with first.
I felt that I wasted my money on Destiny because it's the same shit. I don't know how you feel about it, Dave, but at first I liked it just like I like Titanfall. But I was like, okay, what else? Is there something else? Like what the fuck? Like it's the same old
Yeah,
shit
I heard a
over
lot of
and
people.
over again. Like
Yeah.
give us something else. Like give us a campaign mode. It's just this another thing that online shit. Like it's like
Yeah,
mind these
nobody
games
saw
for
that coming because
online.
they never said anything about the game being strictly online. But then the day one
Yeah,
came out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you have to be connected to the internet, so you can't play the game." I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like shit like that pisses
Shitty
me
shit.
off, and I kind of felt cheated with my money. And I
Yeah,
was kind of,
yeah.
if I knew about the game was being online in the first place, then I wouldn't even open it up. I wouldn't even open it out of the package. I would just fucking send it right back to him because if you open the game up out the package, it's automatic pre-owned. They're not gonna give
Yeah,
you the
and you would
money
think
back.
that for a game that had the huge budget, as I think it was like, what is it, like 500 million? I think it was, or something like that, the budget was for marketing and development
Something
and
like
everything else like
I
that,
think
press.
about a half a billion, I believe. About a
Yeah,
half.
so I mean, you would think a game like that would be fucking huge in content and everything else like that, but it let a lot of people down, and it's just like, what the fuck? And I think that's that's another aspect too as well why a lot of Nintendo fans, like me personally, depending on who the developer is, like Ubisoft, I still have a little bit of faith in them because I fucking love Tom Clancy. So Division, I'm looking forward to that. The new Rainbow Six. I'm a little hit or miss on that one. I love the idea because it kind of reminds me of SWAT, as far as whatever you want to call it. But I did like the concept they pitched about a year and a half ago, Rainbow Six Patriots. But I'm glad
Yeah,
it's weird that it changed it now. But that's the only franchise now that I love from Ubisoft. I never got into Assassin's Creed. I don't hate them, but it's just not my cup of tea. I never got into that franchise for whatever reason. I played the second one, and I bought that when it was on sale on my PSN, and that game was okay, but it's not a franchise that I would like go out and buy right away. Yeah, the Tom Clancy franchise, though, I've always been a humongous fan of Tom Clancy, way back in the old days with like Rainbow Six 3 and whatever the case may be. So, but regardless of that, though, like back to the main topic at hand is like as far as third-party developers go for Nintendo itself, yeah, it sucks, man. And like it sucks that we have to wait on release date. It sucks that we don't get any more third-party content. It sucks that like except for exclusive collaborations, crossovers, or whatever games that they do give us exclusive-wise, which is rare outside from collaborations and games.
Oh, there is something I wanted to get into. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to get this stuff out
Nah, dude,
before I.
no, you're good, man. You're good. Excuse
Okay.
me.
Okay, we was talking about the whole entire Civil War shit that's going on between the fans, fanboys, and all that bullshit. But
Yeah.
there's been a whole bunch of talk about the fucking the Wii U secondary console. You buy this game, you get a 360. I mean not 360, you get an Xbox One, PS4 for that game. Like man, Dave, we was promised a whole bunch of games at the beginning of the fucking generation, but according to a lot of Nintendo fans or fanboys or fangirls, however you want to call it, they said no. Nintendo Wii U is basically a first party exclusive system. Yes, it is right now, but when they showcased that game at E3 2011, that wasn't no first party exclusive system that they showed us. That's basically
Yeah.
where I'm coming
No,
from.
yeah, and I acknowledge that Reggie came out and
Yeah.
did say that we were going to get some third-party support.
People they still damage controlling that. What's up, Dad? What you got to say?
Oh, I just want to make it clear, too. When I say I'm not the one here chanting, I want to make this very clear. Like, because people are saying, like, I don't know who Twilight Bites is talking to in his video. I'm assuming maybe because everything he mentioned was kind of stuff I was getting at in my video. So I have no clue if he's. I wish he would have said my name or somebody's name he was directing.
Well,
that to.
I am the one that basically said in that podcast to not drop any names, just out of respect for people. You know what I mean?
Well, even in his video, I know when he. I know when he.
Are we talking about a solo video? Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm talking about the video, and I know who he's talking to, but I can't make that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And he mentioned something for sure I said in his previous video where he brought it up exactly the Wii U and the waiting game. So I knew he was referring to me. But he wouldn't say my name. What I'm getting at, I'm not getting at third party. I could give two shits if they're on the Wii U. I'm talking about now that they're gone, Nintendo make up for it. Go to third party and get your own third party exclusives and fill in these gaps. Don't just go get the Devil's Third and another game like Bayonetta 2, and that's not enough. You lost third party, make up for it. There's a lot of third party developers out you can give some money to get these games on board. I'm not saying go out and make up for all the third party PS4 is getting.
No, because that would be impossible.
Half of that, I want at least half or something.
Yeah, that message that you wanted. I found it. I guess from Terminator Juice. I ain't trying to call him out. No, this. I'm not doing that. I'm just basically saying what he said about the situation with how in the hell can Nintendo spit out that many games? And Ubisoft, they got a lot of employees and stuff. But I just now came across that message, and I'm gonna read it out. Look, like I said, I'm not trying to start. I ain't trying to start nothing nobody. I'm just trying. I tried to get him on the podcast a while ago, but I guess he said he was tired. He had to go to sleep, whatever. But I'm just saying this is what he said. I do want to point out two things about the podcast. First of all, Nintendo has lesser employees than Ubisoft does, and they already releasing 6+ major titles in 2015. How could they possibly do more? It could, it would be.
That's why they opened up that new building. That new building got opened up there at the beginning of this month to actually combine both handheld and console divisions within Nintendo to combine together to actually pump out games at a faster rate because they know that third party are gone. It's hard now because now that this building just opened up, it's going to take a while for that momentum to keep going. But I mean, we'll see it, yes. But is it going to happen like between now and the next 6 months?
No.
He said, how could they possibly do more? That's what he said.
I want to answer that question to Terminator Juice if he's listening or when he watches this video. Yes, I understand Nintendo cannot make up for like what Ubisoft can do or EA or Bethesda, but they can go to these developers and have them make games on their own time, like Nintendo said they would around the time of the Nintendo Quality of Life or whatever the hell that thing was called. They said they were going to go to third party and let them do some IPs of theirs and give them the go. They did say they'd do that, and they never really did that but a few games. They can go to these third party and make up for these gaps. I'm not asking them to come out with 6 games for what Ubisoft's coming out, 6 games for what EA's doing. Don't make up every game they're doing. But replace these gaps and leaving us in 3 and 4 month drought. That's crazy. That's not acceptable.
That's another thing that bothers me. Like he said, there's six major releases on the Wii U this year. I'm still trying to figure out 6. We know Legend of Zelda is the main.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Star Fox,
where's the
too.
like Star
But
Fox,
you got,
I'm
yeah, but no, but
sure.
it's basically, I think what he's basically referring to as far as the six go, it's top of my head. It'll be Zelda, Star Fox, Xenoblade Chronicles, Splatoon, and number 5 would probably have to be shit.
Devil's Third.
Yeah, Devil's Third,
No,
that'd be
well, okay.
6, and then one more. I'm trying to figure on the top of my head what the fuck, when the hell would that be?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, okay.
Unless
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no,
out of
Yoshi's
those
Really
6
World.
titles,
Yoshi's Really World. That's the 6 main ones that he's talking about, I think.
Okay,
out
but
of
you
those
remember Bear Hugger, and that's another thing I didn't know, and I was just, and I just found this out the last podcast. There was a lot of Nintendo fanboys chanting on fucking Wii U that Nintendo was going to have 12 major releases for the Wii U, and then come to find out that's for 3DS too. So Nintendo's giving us one game a month for. They're putting both consoles together. I was assuming it was just for the Wii U, like a lot of people were saying. It's for the 3DS.
Well, I mean, there is more that's coming out for the Wii U, but again, like a lot of those games are more like the niche kind of things, like Mario Party, Mario Maker, fucking Kirby. Yeah, I mean, I consider Kirby like a mainstream kind of game. Only
Well,
in
I'm
the sense
talking
that
about they
Kirby's a
said
huge
12
franchise,
releases. But what happened this month? Where was it this month? What was it this month? Where was the number 12 game?
Shit, I don't know. I don't think actually.
but
Nothing
I'm
as
still
far as I can
trying.
tell.
I'm still trying to figure out the 6 major release type. When I say major release, I mean like the Super Smash Brothers sales, that Mario Kart 8 sales. That's a major release. We know the
Well,
Legend of Zelda gonna get that.
honestly, Mario Party does sell quite a bit, man. Honestly.
Yeah, probably Mario Party, and maybe Mario Maker. So those 3 games. Of course, you gotta have Mario just to sell a lot of
Kirby
consoles.
sells pretty well. Kirby sells pretty good.
All right, but you still get the point that that's 6. That's only 6 games. That's it, and they're spread out through the year, and that's
Well,
not.
I mean, Miyamoto also came out and stated too as well in that Smosh podcast there 2 weeks ago that there is going to be more other games that they have yet to announce that they're going to reveal throughout the year. They said that's before.
I hope so. But
I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm mainly getting at the drought. That's what I was getting at. This.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Bear Hugger, can I ask you something? Okay, honest question.
Yeah.
5 games within the next 3 to 4 within the next 4 months. Is that not considered a drought to like that's not looking like a drought like at all?
It's me personally. I don't look at it as a mainstream drought like we get. Like to give you an example, a mainstream drought to me, like what we had from February of last year with Donkey Kong, and then nothing at all until May. That's a mainstream drought. We had nothing at all coming out between February after Donkey Kong came out. We had March, nothing. April, nothing. June or May, then nothing. June, July, and then May. Sorry, we had May. My bad. It was Mario Kart 8. So there was a 3-month gap where we had nothing at all. Period between Donkey Kong and Mario Kart.
Warriors came out.
Hyrule Warriors came out in September, so that was another 3 months if you count June, July, and August. That's 3 months. And then we didn't have anything after that for the summertime, and then we had Hyrule Warriors, and then Bayonetta, and then Smash, and then Captain Toad. Even though Captain Toad's not a mainstream game, but I still, I whatever. But my point is that like that's a mainstream drought. What we have now going on with games like Kirby coming out next month, Mario Party, and DK versus whatever you want to call it. That's not for everyone. That's fine. I look at it as more as an individual drought, if I could say that without sounding very condescending or very rude. But I'm not trying to be rude or that. That's how I look at it myself.
Oh, you're good, man.
Okay, so let me fix this too. So the Wii U has had periods, more than one occasion, where we have not got really a release date at all for 3 months, right?
Yeah, look at their first year. Their first year after like the initial launch, the launch window was done. There was like a good gap of like I think it was like fucking 4 months before we had anything come out, and that was the big title for that year. Fucking within the first year was 3D World, which came out in the fucking wintertime in November. So there were gaps, but the same thing happened too as well on the Wii itself. I mean, yeah, we got a lot of shovelware. I mean, God forbid, like I said, you can look at the shovelware games on the Wii itself. It's like 75% of the games that are on that system, third party wise, is just shovelware crap. 50, I want to say about 10% of that to run it out to 85. That's about those hidden gem third party games that were actually pretty goddamn good. And then the last fucking 10%, or no, sorry, 15%, sorry, would be all like Nintendo stuff that came out. Maybe a little bit more than that. I'm just giving the numbers, but there's a lot of fucking shovelware on that system, man. Tons.
Hey, we ain't giving Nick a shot to talk, man. You been quiet, man.
Give us sorry, man.
Thoughts, Nick. Nick, come on, man.
Actually, I was thinking about something, because when it talks about drought, are we only talking about retail release games?
I'm talking about when I see 5 game when I'm looking at previous years too of the Wii U. I'm looking at what they're offering now compared to game releases. I'm looking at its if it was in its first year, I wouldn't consider that a drought. I'm like, all right, the system's getting going. It's just starting. PlayStation, there was Nintendo fanboys saying PlayStation 4 was in a drought, but according to them, if 5 games is a drought, fucking PlayStation 4 was fucking. They had more water than anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I compare it to that, to me, 5 games is very slim. So, okay, it isn't a drought, but it isn't good. Okay,
So,
well,
yeah,
we
that's
won't
what I mean.
call it drought no more.
And that's what I mean. Like it's not a mainstream drought like we've had in the past. Like again, like last year we had February to May. There was nothing coming out besides Donkey Kong, and then all that wait till Mario Kart. And the same goes to the first year too as well. We didn't have anything for about fucking 5 months, I think it was, or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got droughts where you don't even get game releases for like 3 to 4 months. Like no games came out, hardly but one. And in my eyes, that's a drought. I mean, other people, I guess they consider 1 game or 5 games not a drought. But I don't know. I don't see how that's very slim. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, then there's also Q2, right? Because like right now we're in the Q1 right now for the new year. I think isn't that how it works? I don't know. I get confused with that shit. But what they have now right now is like more along the lines of like Kirby, Mario Party, Donkey Kong versus whatever you want to call it, Splatoon coming out in May, whatever the case may be. Then after that, then you're going to see a lot of like Xenoblade, Devil's Third.
But when? But do I have to go from
that's the question. Yeah, that's the question.
September?
When? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, when is the release date going to be locked down for Devil's Third? When is the release date going to be locked down for Xenoblade? I'm with you on that. I want to know too as well, so I can get my fucking pre-orders on lockdown for those games.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I got frustrated. If you go by the Wii U's track record for the past 2 years, they give you now the previous years you went into a fucking last year was a complete drought at this time. If like no games, like it was like hardly anything.
Donkey Kong came out.
Okay, one game.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Okay, and that had to hold you over until Mario Kart.
That's all that came out in between that time period. Yeah, it started off pretty slow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, what if you were a dude not wanting Donkey Kong? But according to most Nintendo fans, you're supposed to love everything. So, what if you weren't looking forward to Donkey Kong? You got to wait a longer time.
Just like we me and Dave, we're not looking forward to Kirby or Mario Party.
That's why I'm in a drought. That's why I'm in a drought because I'm not looking forward.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at an individual drought. Yeah. Now, if Nintendo had nothing. If Nintendo had absolutely nothing, if Kirby wasn't coming out till fucking golly knows when, if they came out with this direct and they said, okay, you know what, for January, February, March, and then May was Splatoon only, but they had nothing for these 3 first months, yeah, that would be a mainstream. That would definitely be a mainstream drought. But with stuff like that, like I said, with Kirby coming out, and whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of fans out there that do like Kirby, a lot of fans that do like Mario Party, whatever you want to call it. That's why I don't consider it mainstream per se. It's just more like an individual one. Because if I was in your shoes, Dave, I would do the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, I don't want Kirby, I don't want fucking Mario Party, so what am I going to play on the Wii U until then? I mean, look, yeah, you have a PS4, but it doesn't mean anything. If you want to play games specifically for that system itself, that's understandable. I mean, whatever the case may be, that's fine. I mean, you'll have to play games on the PS4, I guess, to tie you over until then.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So you're automatically this generation. Most gamers, unless you love everything Nintendo's got, you got to automatically buy an Xbox One or PS4, or you're
fucked. That's what a lot of people did when they bought the Wii last gen too, as well. A lot of people did that shit.
But what Real Gamer was getting at, the Wii was affordable. Like, it was $200.
Yeah, it was affordable.
I paid almost $400.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting shit. I'm not getting jack shit hardly.
When the Wii first came out, the Wii was at $250 brand new when it first came out. When the Wii U came out,
you mean $350?
$350.
Yeah, $350 for the deluxe. Yeah, for the other one.
Well, for the cheaper version. But I'm just saying, the Wii U was more money. The Wii had better third-party support. The Wii U third-party support sucks. There's no more third-party support if you want to include the Lego games and Disney Infinity and Skylanders, which I don't really care about. But I'm talking about the games like Assassin's Creed, Madden, NBA 2K, stuff like that with the different genres. So how does paying $300 justify your purchase of the system unless you like every Nintendo-related product? That's where I'm coming from, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. $300 for nothing but Nintendo exclusive that you'll probably get between 6 to 8 a year, and that's what I'm saying. We don't have enough genres to justify the purchase. So that's why I said the Wii U needs a price drop, and a lot of people took it the wrong way.
Well,
And I want to get at too. I want to ask Bear Hugger this: when Nintendo fans or fanboys come out and say with this statement that Nintendo is giving them variety of, I guess, on the Wii U, what variety are they getting that is different from PlayStation and Xbox One? What PS4 is offering?
Only specific genres. Only specific genres is the way I look at it, in my opinion. There would be an RTS game if the game ever saw the fucking light of day overseas, but we'll never get it though. Like they released Romance of the Three Kingdoms at the beginning of the Wii U life cycle in Japan, but that will never see the light of day, so that game is not considered to actually be a main game. As far as the genres that we're missing out right now, sports titles, yes, we don't have it anymore. Yeah, because we had NBA at the get-go, but 2K is like, nope, we didn't make enough money on it. Fuck it, we're done. So that series is gone. Racing games, yeah, I mean Mario Kart, it's technically a racing game. We had Most Wanted, fucking.
But where's the new ones? Like the ones for the pet, like that was one, like that. Yeah, they gave it.
Yeah,
to us,
no. Yeah, as far as like the next racing game that we're getting is Project Cars. When that will happen, fuck, I have no idea. I honestly don't.
What about wrestling games?
It's going to get delayed again.
What's that?
What about wrestling games?
Never had those on the Wii U yet. Probably never will.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. That's a variety that I see on other consoles I don't see on the Wii U.
Yeah, no, because it's funny that you say that because we did have wrestling games on the Wii. We had 13 was the last game. WWE 13 was the last Wii game to come out, and then when 14 came out, that was like I think it was cross-gen. I think it was at the time. Was it? No, that was still PS3 and Xbox. 15 though, however, they pulled a lot of fucking shady shit with the last gen port of fucking 15 because my buddy Alex, he ordered that game for the 360. When he saw all the shit that they took out of that game, he fucking didn't even open the package. He sent it right back. So he was pretty pissed about that. The PS4 and Xbox One version, they're fine. To me, that was still pretty fucked up that they gimped the crap out of the last gen version, which makes zero fucking sense to me. But outside from that, why we won't get it, I don't know. That's 2K's fucking thing, honestly.
But do you think?
I have no answer to that. I can't give you a proper answer to that.
But what I'm trying to get at though, Nintendo fans and fanboys say we get variety. Like, what variety are they getting besides Mario games half the time?
No. Fanboys says it.
Fanboys. That's what I'm saying. Not all fans. Not live in reality.
I'm
get variety. I'm going to get variety from across all things, including indie titles. There's a lot of indie titles that have come out for the Wii U that we've gotten that I haven't seen on other consoles. Except for Shovel Knight, that's going over there now. There's a few other ones too as well. I came over to as well. They were on other platforms like Guacamelee and whatnot. There's a lot of variety within indie titles, and I like playing a lot of indie titles because a lot of them are actually very, very well done, very, very good games. As far as the software, like actual retail stuff.
Yeah, actual retail stuff.
Let me see here. So we have.
And where's the shooters? Like, I know I'm a dude for saying this, but where's their shooters?
Splatoon and Devil Stir's coming out, so that covers. Well,
okay, that's going to cover their shooters.
Devil Stir is a hybrid, but it still has like first-person elements in it. It's still technically a third-person shooter, so it still counts in the shooter genre category.
Okay, so
Splatoon
we got
shooter games. That's 2. Racing
that's
games.
All you're getting. That's your variety. One game each.
No. No. I'm saying variety doesn't have to be multitude of the same kind of thing. As long as it's still there, it's there.
But what's the stuff that Nintendo's doing that I don't get on a PS4? That's what I want to know.
That really depends on preference, I guess. That's
like, what's each game's platformer? Because Knack's a platformer. Okay, and I can use that.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. That's 2.
Little Big Planet. Yeah, that's 2. Yeah. It's the same genres that the other systems are getting. It's just their own like different spin on them, I guess. Like you can look at.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying. Every system has their variety. Every system has their variety. I mean, hell, even PC has fucking variety up the ass. I mean, in fact, if you want to get more detailed, PC actually has more genres than fucking when you count mobile games, RTS games, and MMOs. There's more variety on PC than there is on any console. Period.
Well, the reason I say this, Bear Hugger, and I'm not attacking you at all when I say this. I hear like people come out and say, "Well, Nintendo, we don't got these games, but we got variety." I'm like, "Well, what do you got that these other ones don't got?"
Well, we have our
Mario as a character. Yeah, you got him that people don't got. But what's his game type? They got that on other platforms.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like outside from Mario being a milked character itself, not the games itself, just the character itself being fucking milked itself. But I mean, it makes sense because it's their fucking mascot. So they use him to try to throw out there for cash grabs. And believe me, it works. But outside from that, I mean, like, when you have games like Mario Kart, that's racing. You got games like Xenoblade coming out, that's RPGs. You got games like Zelda coming out, that's action adventure. Yeah, Donkey Kong, that's platformer. I would look at Pikmin as a mixture of both adventure, RTS in a way, because it's got a lot of RTS elements, if that makes sense, just done differently. You also have Wonderful 101. That's sort of the same kind of thing as more. I look at that as like a hybrid of action, platforming, and it's got a little bit of RTS elements. Nothing really like mainstream like RTS, like fucking Warhammer. No, I'm not talking about that. In the sense of like certain things that you do that kind of feel like it's RTS in a way, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You have your action adventure with Bayonetta. You have your shooters with fucking Splatoon. Even if you go back and play like the old school Call of Duty games, like I still want to get Black Ops 2 because I fucking love Black Ops 2.
Well, we're still missing racing. We're still missing racing.
Well, yeah, racing. You have Mario Kart. You have Need for Speed. You also have Project Cars coming out in the horizon too, as well. Whenever the fuck that happens. Fighting games, we are getting that now. Surprisingly, we got that Pokken tournament game coming out. It's not like
no, I'm talking about horror games. No horror games.
Yeah, if Fatal Frame. If Fatal Frame will get its ass over here, that's one game right there I will have for now. But I mean, as far as other horror titles go, we have
no sports. We need sports.
Sports style is really the only game that we don't have. Well, outside from Wii Sports, yeah, but whatever.
But I'm just getting that when they say variety, like they got something that the other ones don't have. I don't get what that's. They're like, we don't got third party, but we got variety.
Oh no, I don't think they're looking at it from that perspective. They're just saying that is like any other console owner would say, like like they have variety. What they mean by that is that they're they go into variety of different genres. Like there's certain people out there, they like their shooters, they only stick with that. Or some people like their JRPGs, they only stick with that. Some people like their niche titles, they stick with that kind of stuff. There's always a base for a specific type of genre. That's the way I've always.
That's basically. I go back to that other question that I asked like a while ago. Like, no, don't get me wrong, Barry. We're not trying to attack. We just want to get your perspective. That's why we got coupons to explore.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And basically. I'm still trying to figure out how does paying $300 justify your purchase of the Wii U, knowing you're missing a lot of genres. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, it's worth $300.
For me, I mean, you guys already know. I've already said this numerous times, numerous videos, podcasts, whatever the case may be. I always buy every console, every generation. That's who I am as a gamer. Because I like the experience, all nook and crannies of everything. Nintendo was the only I always buy Nintendo consoles at the beginning of every generation, with the exception of last one, because last gen at the time when I wanted to get the Wii, it was fucking impossible to find. You remember that whole entire fucking supply and demand bullshit? Yeah, I was stuck in the middle of that, so I never got the Wii itself. So I said, fuck it. I got it, and I caved in, I bought the 360. Had that for about, fucking 4 years before I bit the dust, and then I switched over to, within that time period, I managed to get the Wii. I think it was like the second year in. I finally got the Wii, finally, for fuck's sakes. But anyways, then I got my PS3. So I've owned all of them. It's the same way I've always done that every generation. I always go Nintendo first, then I move over to Sony, then I move on to Microsoft, and whatever the case would be, or Sega if you go back old school wise. And I even have a Dreamcast too. Dreamcast was a fucking amazing system,
I love my Dreamcast, man.
Dreamcast was amazing. Because me personally, I have to venture out and get all types of unique kind of experiences, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of games that were on the PS3 that came out last gen, and most people will look at it and say this game is fucking garbage without even playing it, or they'll look at reviews and strictly go by that. Me personally, I don't go by reviews. I'll read certain things in reviews, but I never go by the score. Fuck that, because that ruins my experience for me. Because you'll be surprised at how many games that you'll look at and will get like a 6.5 or an 8 or like a fucking 4.5. Like if you look at Dynasty Warriors, those games get shat on left and right from all critics fucking around, like, well, unless in Japan or in Europe. But North America, IGN, they always rate those games. They rate them fucking crappy. That's one of my favorite goddamn franchises in a long time. I've been following that franchise for years. But yet, at the same time, I like to get those unique experiences, you know what I mean? I get that on Nintendo, but I also get it on Sony, and I also get it on Microsoft, because that's who I am as a gamer at the end of the day. But Nintendo was always the first console I go with first, only because, I mean, they always end up releasing, like, Zelda early on. They did that last year, or not last year, sorry, last gen with was their Twilight Princess right out of the gate, and then we got Skyward Sword like a couple years later. They did that with the GameCube too as well. And we had Wind Waker, then we had Four Swords, and then Twilight Princess came out right at the end of the GameCube life cycle when the Wii first launched. So I mean that's what I've always gone by. I've always gone by Nintendo. Then I upgrade eventually to Sony and Microsoft because I like to play all variety of all consoles. Because there's going to be games that I won't be able to play on Nintendo's platforms, or in this case, a specific genre. I'll never be able to play NHL games unless Nintendo miraculously makes a fucking hockey game. Probably be like Mario Hockey, but whatever. But I mean, every once in a while, I need my actual real life NHL experience because I'm a huge hockey fan. I'm Canadian. Duh.
Hey, Nick, you gotta go?
Yeah, I gotta take off. I want to say thanks for having me, man, and just let me know for next time, and I'll see if I can make it.
Oh man, I
Yeah, sorry you
appreciate
didn't
you
talk too
joining
much
me.
in here, dude. That's my fault.
Ah, no
That's my
problem.
bad, dude.
It's kind of my fault too,
Nick,
because I
Nick.
really, honestly, I don't feel like I have a fight in this. Because like I'm
No,
just
that's
like kind of
okay. No,
neutral in this whole
hey,
thing, and like
No,
I
it's
just
not a
want
hey,
you
fight.
guys
It's
Nick.
just
having
a
a kind of
debate.
thing.
It's a
Hey
debate.
Nick,
That's all it is.
next time I'm be a little bit more organized, man. I apologize, man.
All right, no
I
problem.
should have
That's not
been
your
like
fault, man.
calm.
Google is just it's a pain in the ass. It's not your fault. It's just fucking
Yeah,
just,
Google.
just
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Google's a pain in my fucking
it's a
ass too,
bitch.
dude. I hate it myself. I hate it.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, Nick.
Anyway,
You take it easy, man.
I
All
got a
right,
phone. Thanks
later,
for
Nick.
this later.
All
Have a
right.
good
Thanks,
night,
guys.
buddy. Take it easy,
Nick,
dude.
join my podcast tomorrow, Nick, if you have time. I'll send you an
I'll see if
invite.
I can- What time is it gonna be on?
It will be 7 Eastern time.
Eastern.
7
Oh, it's
at
7
night.
Eastern
By
time?
about
Okay.
4 or 5 my time.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that you're in the
I'll
Eastern
keep an eye
time
out for
zone.
it.
Yeah, I keep
Okay.
forgetting that you're Eastern with me there, Dave. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, just try to send me an invite if anything
Oh,
else.
all right, I will. I'll add you on Google. I think I might already have you. So
All right.
I'll add you for.
All
All right.
right. Hey guys. I'll see you later.
Later, buddy.
All right, take it easy, man. Oh yeah. Oh, back to that. Yeah, I'm still trying to. You still didn't answer my question, bro. Like, does it justify your purchase of the Wii U? Like, basically, if you didn't own the Wii U right now, and basically you got $300 to spend, like, does it justify? Like, basically, you love wrestling games. You love all kinds of types of genres. You say you don't own a Xbox. The Wii U is your only console. I know you love Nintendo games, but you love different types of genres. Like,
Yeah,
does it
I
like
just go with
if you
what I
got
can
to spend?
afford right off the bat. Nintendo is usually always the console that I can afford in that price range. You know what I mean? I want to get an Xbox One, but that that $400 plus tax in Canada too as well, which is another thing that fucking sucks for me.
Well,
If I
actually,
want to get
actually
like,
went down. Oh, it's
no,
not
well,
350
I
in
know the price
Canada.
drop went down. That's why I'm hoping that it stays like that permanently. Because if it does, then I should be able to actually afford that with my Trillium and my GST. Because I don't work, I'm on disability. So I don't get
Okay.
like big amounts of money like people that have an actual job. I only get paid once a month. And that's at the end of every month. So that after my rent comes out, I have to pay for food. I'm only left with like $275 for myself. It's rough.
So
Gaming for me is
how
very
come
very fucking rough.
how come you don't say nothing to the other YouTubers that be like, okay, get up, if you want this game, go buy Xbox One or go buy a PS4. And I said this numerous of times. I said it to Terminator Juice. I said it to Coupon. I said not everybody can afford multiple consoles. That's what
Oh,
I
yeah,
said.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That was one of my main
That
topics. Like,
and Bear Hugger, that's what you're around for the NES generation and the Super Nintendo. That's what Nintendo once was, and even in the
Yeah.
N64, they were.
Yeah.
You could go with those three consoles as your primary and call it a fucking day, and they were
Yep.
affordable. They were affordable consoles.
Well, in the time period when I was a kid, like with my mom's minimum wage job, which was like before what it is today, money was also scarce for us. For at least for me, it was. So I mean, buying like the Super Nintendo, I got lucky with that. I got that as a birthday gift. Same goes with like the N64. I never physically owned. I just always mooched off of my friend who brought it over to my brother's house all the time. So I was fortunate to play a lot of games on that system, just not all the ones that I really wanted to play. PS1, that was the cheap system. I bought that no problem day one. Enjoyed the fuck out of that system. Every console I've owned, I've always enjoyed. I've never been disappointed with any of them. Period. Well, except for maybe the Jaguar. I never owned that, but I have played that console. Fuck that console. but I mean, like the mainstream ones, like Sega and Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. I've always played all their consoles and whatnot. I have gone back before that too as well and played a little bit of Atari to see what it was like because I wasn't born in that time period. I was, but I wasn't old enough to. If you get the idea. But anyways. With that said, I mean, I always buy consoles when I have the money for it. I mean, I'm in no rush to play specific games. I mean, yeah, I would love to play Mortal Kombat, but I'm not like in a hurry to run out and buy day one, that kind of shit. I mean, even with like somebody like Coupon, for example, she's told me in the past that, eventually she'll get around to getting a PS4 because there's going to be those JRPG games that Microsoft won't get, nor the console will get it. Not even on PC will get it. You just have to go to that side to play it. That's why when I got my PS3, there were so many games that I played that were way out of fucking mainstream live. I mean, like mainstream. When I refer to mainstream, yeah, that's fine. I'll end this real quick. When I refer to mainstream, I talk about games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and all those big higher up, like Grand Theft Auto, for example, right? The big multitude of $1 million seller ones. But those are all fine and dandy. I play those all the time. Fuck yeah, I play my Battlefields. I play Call of Duty. I like Call of Duty. I hate it and love it. It's a hate relationship with Call of Duty, but I'm not getting into that.
okay,
But I mean, like
okay.
JRPGs is always a big thing for me, and I was so let down to see the lackluster JRPG games that came out prior to the PS2 generation, where we had like fucking truckloads on the PS2. You guys remember that? Like, almost you can go in the PS2 section, and you'll see like JRPG, 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 and you'll see like Metal Gear
I
Solid
remember
sitting
that.
there.
I remember them days.
Yeah, and that was a huge thing for me because like JRPGs, I love games that take a long time to beat and invest a lot of time. I love being able to level up my characters, add different unique abilities.
Yeah, because it justifies your purchase of that game.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, it's the same thing now too as well. There's a lot of games out there that when I look at it, it's like, okay, is this really worth the $60? Like, how much time am I going to invest in this? That kind of shit. Like, we look at a game of Call of Duty. Most of your time goes into multiplayer. That's a fact. I mean, single player, you play it once, be done with it. Next thing you know, you're playing multiplayer for like fucking 30 hours a week, if not more than that. And well, unless you don't have a life like me, you'll invest a lot more time than that. But that's just me, of course. But outside from that, though, I mean, yeah, I mean, eventually, like this year, my goal is like, I mean, I'm hoping to get my Xbox One this year, depending on how much my Trillium is going to be, which is like a new government thing in Canada. But it's Canadian-related shit. Let's see how much you get back from that, because I don't claim income tax because I don't have a job. So what would I be claiming back? Nothing. I used to a long time ago, but not anymore because they changed the system up in Canada now, where if you don't make a certain amount, I'm not going to get into that. But anyways, so I have to see how much I get from that. If I can't, then I'm just going to have to play it by ear, and hopefully, I mean, the Xbox will eventually drop down to the 300 price point, whatever you want to call it. The Wii, as far as the Wii U's price drop, though, that will happen. It will happen. I
hope so, man.
No. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I know it's going to happen, because you got to remember, though, too, as well, the fucking gamepad is the reason why the price is still high. That's the reason why. And I guarantee, don't be surprised. I'm just making a prediction here, but don't be surprised if we do see a new revision of the Wii U coming out at E3 this year. And we probably release sometime in the winter time, just in time for when Zelda comes out. The price is going to go down. Look, I'll tell you this right now. If Nintendo can get the price down to either $250 or $200 being that fucking perfect sweet spot, the Wii U will fly off the fucking shelves. So the holiday season, right? If you look at the holiday season, when eBay did that fucking thing on eBay where they were selling the Wii U for $250, they were fucking flying rapidly. The same goes to as well when Target that one week had a sale for fucking, it was like I think it was right after Christmas time. And this is when my friend Kate got hers. Target had it on sale for $250. They were sold out fucking super quick. So that price point, I'm sure Nintendo looks at that and they realize that, and eventually the price drop is going to come down. It's just with the recent price drop they did, like no more than a year ago, with bringing it down from $350 down to $200 and pulling off the white models off the market, except for the Skylanders bundle, or in Europe, I should say. Fucking yeah, that price drop will happen eventually. It just won't happen until I think winter time when the new year or the new fucking holiday season kicks in, which is a shame, but yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one way or another. There's no denying that, because if Microsoft gets the price down, if it's at $350, that's a $100 gap. Right there, that's gonna hurt Wii U sales, whether people like it or not. If the Wii U can get down from $300, or no, sorry, it's $300 for the Wii U right now. It's a $50 gap. My bad. If they can get it down to $250, that's still a $100 gap. There's more chance of the Wii U not being in that much jeopardization, or whatever the hell that word is, fucking to really, a lot of gamers just ignoring it. But you are right, though. There's a lot of average gamers out there that don't justify that console's purchase for obvious reasons, because they don't like a lot of the same games that I may like, or other Nintendo fans like, and that's fine. That's understandable. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Period. At the end of the day, it all boils down to people's preferences. That's the way it is. But I mean, like I said, for me personally, I go beyond anything. I'll play fucking like things that I look at and like, you know what, this would actually be a good episode of digging through the trash or digging for some gems. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Which I want to bring back on my channel eventually, though. But that's
yeah, there is one more thing that I want to talk about before I close this podcast. One more thing, because it is kind of getting late. I got to get up in the morning, but it is one more thing that I do want to talk about. Okay, Dave, we talked about this, I think, in a different podcast. Okay, a lot of us Nintendo fans, including myself, we ran all the time about how, people getting mind raped, all the damn DLC, they taking their money.
Yeah.
But with Nintendo, a lot of the fans or fanboys or fangirls sit up there and buying a shitload of Amiibos.
Okay.
That's another thing. Like, don't you think that's kind of like, being a hypocrite? Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people could say it's, it could be a collectible, whatever. But a lot of the games, it doesn't function with a lot of the games as of today. It functions with the Super Smash Brothers. You get to use the link with Hyrule Warriors. You get to use some of those Amiibos in Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's all little small things. I mean, if you look at like what the Toad Amiibo's doing for Captain Toad, a lot of people are pissed about that. Me personally, I'm glad that it's a little tiny thing like that, because if Nintendo were to shell out these Amiibos and say, okay, when you attach the Amiibo to your gamepad for, let's say, I don't know, I'll give you an example. Let's say Splatoon. right? You have like a Mario Splatoon. You can actually get the full-on character in the game, comes unique with different shit, whatever the case may be. That would be things I'd be a little bit on the worried side about, because a lot of people look at that and say, okay, now you're just paying $15 for overpriced DLC, right? Like that's why Nintendo is doing small, itty-bitty tiny things. Like a weapon in Hyrule Warriors, whatever. I don't care. I don't have to have that. I don't give a shit. I don't even have the Link Amiibo, so I don't give a flying fucking rat's ass about that. However, like Captain Toad, I'm planning on buying the Toad Amiibo. I'm not a Amiibo collection. I only have 2 right now, Peach and Little Mac. That's the only two I have. And there's only like 2 more that I'm buying, or 3 more. Sorry, Zero Suit Samus when she gets announced. The other Peach Amiibo, so that way I don't have to worry about erasing my data save for my Smash Amiibo that I have for Peach, and the Toad Amiibo, so that way I can interact with it for Captain Toad, because I fucking love Captain Toad. And yeah, they're little tiny little things like that. I mean, like with Captain Toad, you get like a little pixelated character. You can find all the missions. You just press on them, and that's it.
Yeah, like that's bullshit.
People were pissed about that. Me personally, I was like, I'm glad they're doing something small like that, because it's not anything valuable outside from.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Like all it is like DLC. Like DLC, about $20 a season pass, something like that. But I ain't trying to call nobody. I ain't naming nobody names, but a lot of it's a few of them, few YouTubers. Talk about the DLC. That people keep getting. They keep getting, fucked over and shit. Taking their money, falling for it and shit. But at the same time, they fucking buying like a shitload of Amiibos, and then again, they got like the same Amiibo. They got like 2-3 different Marios, 2-3 different Links. They got one to stay in the package. They got one for the.
Well, real gamer, where you're getting at, I get what you're getting at. You're getting at, people. Like, I hate to keep saying Nintendo fans, but that's what we're talking about. I'm not just looking like, I don't want to look like I bashed Sony before. Don't say I didn't, because it's in my videos.
You have, because I was there with you when you did it.
And people are all happy when Nintendo fans love when I do that, but just because I have an opinion about Nintendo I don't like recently, I'm a bad person. But what I see what Real Gamer's getting at, Nintendo fans, fanboys hate on that, they get DLC, the other companies, and it's pointless. You have to buy all this extra shit. But now they're releasing Amiibos, which is kind of pointless in some areas. Not all. The things are cool. I'll sit there and say it's cool for what they want to do and all that, something extra. But they look, it's the same shit. It's like DLC. I get exactly what Real Gamer's saying.
Mm.
But don't you think that's kind of like
hypocrite? Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical.
Yeah.
Just what, like the DLC aspect of it?
Well, it's not like what I'm trying to say is they bitch about, third-party games and games that come, like, even the exclusives to Sony and Microsoft to have DLC, and they're like, that's pretty much, that's just a cash grab, blah, blah, blah. So is fucking Amiibos.
Well, as far as, like, the actual Amiibos go, as far as, like, what they are, yeah, I said it from the offset when they first announced these back at the digital event. These things were gonna fucking take off, and I had people in the comment section tell me that they weren't going to. Like, oh no, there's no way in hell these things are gonna take off. They're just like nobody's gonna buy them. Blah 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 blah. The same thing that people would say that like people weren't gonna use Miiverse, but yet people use Miiverse every day in their lives. Who has a Wii U, of course, or a cell phone, whatever the case may be. Anyways. As far as me personally, I don't really give 2 shits about the DLC aspect. But the only reason why people like Amiibos, though, is outside from collecting multiple of them, because if you're like my good friend Coupon, for example, she'll buy like 1 or 2 of them. She'll keep one for in the box for collection wise, and that's fine. She'll take another one like and make a custom Amiibo out of it. And a lot of people love custom Amiibos, and they sell for fucking shitloads on eBay. As far as the DLC aspect goes, me personally, a lot of the DLC that they've announced for some of the games that fucking, or the functionalities, I should say, that you can add, which is fine. I guess you can call it DLC if you want. A lot of it, don't really give a shit. Doesn't bother me at all, period, because I don't really care for collecting them. A lot of them are just like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't care, like, for Mario Kart 8. Like outside from the Peach Amiibo, of course, yeah, I don't care about the extra fucking Mii costumes. The Mii costumes, that's an afterthought for me. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to collect them all just for that. But I understand why people are buying them. A lot of people, you'd be surprised, like a lot of people who I talk to, they don't buy them just for the functionalities. They buy them because they think they're cool looking, they want them for collection purposes, or they use them for fucking making custom Amiibos. As far as the DLC thing goes, I don't care if people say it's about the afterthought.
What you're making it? You're saying it's the same as getting DLC or anything? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Or
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of similar to DLC. Some people use it for game use, and some people just use it for collectibles.
But I mean, but the stuff that you're using it for the games, though, man. I mean, like they're so fucking small. I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
like the costume outfit. But I mean, you gotta remember too as well is they work across multiple games, not just one.
I know.
Game.
Tell me if this ain't bullshit though. What they did with those amiibos, and tell me this ain't a fucking cash grab. All right, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. To get extra moves, you have to have an amiibo.
Well, yeah, if you want a
Yeah, I
theme,
got time
if you
for
want a
that shit.
themed
That's-
moveset. But all they do is
no, to do certain things that he does. He needs
no,
a
it's the same thing.
needs
No,
an
you
amiibo.
can do those moves in the game. It's just like, for example, if you have the Kirby amiibo, fucking all it does is like one of the moves that Kirby can actually do in the game itself. It just extends. You can use it all the time if you want to. You don't have to. You're not limited.
It's still
to
a cash grab, whether you look at it or not. It's a cash grab, just like DLC.
Well, if people want it for the DLC, yeah.
It's
But
just-
most people,
it's just
they don't
like- it's
care
just
for that shit. They don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's like everything's like justifiable.
No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I can tell you one thing. A lot of people who I talk to, like in the people at the gamers at large, a lot of people they don't give a flying fuck about the functionalities, man. They want more in the functionalities more than anything, but they don't really give two shits. They don't buy just because of that. You know, at least the people who I talk to. I mean, like I know Alex. He doesn't buy the amiibo just because he wants to get it for a specific title. He just buys it because he thinks just to have in his collection. You know what I mean? Koopa does the same thing for her custom amiibos and just have them in her collection.
Well, I'm not
That kind of
saying
stuff
there's
like
anything wrong with amiibos or anything, but it's just the same
No, as
thing.
far as like the
DLC.
actual add-on content for those people out there that want that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
guess
just
that's
saying.
their
It's like I
prerogative,
get
but-
what real gamer, and I get what you're saying for sure, Bear Hugger. I get it, but it's a lot. There's a lot of backward shit going here on YouTube with people, and it's
No, yeah, I know. I get that. I understand that.
You know,
yeah.
and that's what I know
just
you
think
didn't
it goes
address.
both ways, man. It goes both ways.
I know
But I
you
mean-
didn't address what I said, Bear Hugger, because you didn't want to bring say my name or anything. But I wish you did. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
well,
cared.
I mean, if you would have given me permission to, I would have, but I was just doing it out of respect, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want, like, my
Okay.
sub base to go to your channel and be like, fuck you, Dave, fuck you, that kind of shit, I was there not, just trying to prevent no drama, period, from any of my subs, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people out there, like, you see a lot of channels do that shit when they call somebody out, that individual sub base will go to that person's channel and attack them blatantly for no fucking reason, and I'm not here to do any of that crap. You know me. When I approach people, I'm very respectable, like, to people, man.
Oh, okay. No, it's all cool. I mean, you understand where I'm coming from, both of you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping tomorrow night that I can get maybe Terminator Juice. I know Mr. T's joining for sure, and that's it. After tomorrow night, I'm done with this topic.
Yeah, I mean, if the more you keep doing this, man, it's just like.
Well, and I don't want. You know what really irritated me in your comment section today of your debate video that took place, or whenever it took. I can't because I've been working overnight, so I can't quite remember. Somebody said they go, "Is that the guy Dave that was in your podcast? Why is he doing this?" Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, you saw my reply in there, right?
Yeah, like, I don't understand it. They think because I have a different opinion about something, because I'm not happy. What am I supposed to accept? Everything Sony does? Everything Microsoft does? Everything Nintendo does?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know me. I've given my gripes about Nintendo, as well. I've already shut them out about a lot of things, man.
It's like I automatically hate Nintendo because I have a bad opinion about the release dates. And
it's like I said, like right now I can come out and clearly say, and I know a lot of people who I talk to on a regular basis will be pissed about this. If Splatoon comes out and there's no in-game voice chat during fucking like the online modes period, that's shit. That's gonna turn a lot of fucking people off of that. I mean, Nintendo restricting the whole entire online lobby voice chat. So I understand why they do it because of the whole kiddie aspect, but still, you know what? Honestly, they should come out with an update in the future for Smash and even for fucking Mario Kart. Give an option for that. Fine. Say, would you like my parent who has a kid who's gonna sit there and see that and be like, no. So that way they can't hear anybody talking during the fucking race. People who accept yes. They can hear everybody talk shit. If I throw a red shell, I can hear like you, Dave. Like, what the fuck, Bear Hugger? What the hell? You play me like that for? That kind of stuff. That's the kind of shit that I want Nintendo to do.
That's why
only one game. There's one game I've been playing my ass off as of late. I've been taking a break from it because I've been playing it way too much for the last couple of weeks. Monster Hunter fucking 3 Ultimate is a prime example of a game that had perfect online. It's got voice work across everything. It's a chat system. It's got a fucking an invite system. It's got a fucking play. It's a game that launched before games like fucking Injustice came out. That's why when I saw that statement about Ed coming out, saying he didn't understand the online infrastructure. I don't think Capcom went to Nintendo and said, "Hey, is this how it works?" I don't think Capcom figured out on their own. They fucking aced it, and that's how I wish all the online games would be like that. When it came to third-party games that we did have, that did have online games. I wish fucking Injustice had that lobby system. If it did, I would have bought it. The lobby system is what kind of pushed me away from it because I want to play that game.
Hey, you kind of breaking up, bro, Hugger.
I'll probably just like it.
Hey, bro, you kind of breaking up.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
The podcast basically was perfect, though. You could hear the whole time. This is the only time it was breaking up.
It's probably just my internet acting up again. It's been doing that lately.
Yeah, but I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate being a part of this podcast. Hope you guys can join tomorrow. I'm glad
I have nothing planned tomorrow. I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to join tomorrow. That's if my wife don't get pissed off at me because I've been on this laptop a little bit too long. She might be mad right now.
Yeah, she's got fucking bits back in there too, bro.
But if I don't somehow join your podcast tomorrow, Dave, I would like for all three of us, just us three, because the way we talk, we could go for a while, especially you, bro, Huggy. You could go. But I'm just saying, like, it's just so much stuff that I want to get into, and it's just gonna just take us three to basically just talk about it. Because honestly, I still wouldn't finish. I still got a lot of shit that I want to talk about, but we just ain't got enough time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's cool.
So maybe sometime I won't say Saturday because that's date night. So I don't know if y'all want to try Sunday.
That could it'd have to be earlier.
Yeah,
it'd have to be earlier. Around like 5 my time, maybe 5.
I'm good. Yeah, I could do a podcast around that time, like in the afternoon, something like that.
I don't have anything planned for Sunday, so I should be available on Sunday.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll probably schedule one probably like around between 1 to 3 or something like that, if that's fine.
3 would be cool. 3 would be cool. I can do that.
I'll be down with that, dude. I'll be there.
Okay. So I'm gonna send a little private invite just for us 3 on Sunday.
Right. Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
That's
okay,
fine.
because it's still some stuff that I want to talk about, man. Hey, Burger, man, appreciate you for joining me, man.
Yeah, no problem, dude. And sorry for not being there right from the offset, man.
Nah, man, you good, man. You good. So I guess before we end this podcast, I guess I'll go ahead and do your little outro, Mr. Burger.
All right, well, I've provided that my internet's not fucking laggy. But yeah, you guys know me. For those of you out there who don't know me, I'm Bearhugger29. Go ahead, check out my channel. And thanks for having me on here. I appreciate you fucking allowing me to express my opinion on some matters and some issues that's been going on lately. So, again, appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate you for joining me, man. Anytime, man. Let's go with you, Mr. Dave.
All right, this is Dave's Had Enough from the Dave's Had Enough show. I appreciate Real Gamer 27 and Bearhugger 29 for having me in this podcast, and look forward to the one Sunday.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. And like before we close out, the shit that's been going on these past few days, let's don't make this a big deal because it's not a big deal. We just expressing our own opinions. That's basically it. That's it, man. So anyway, guys, I sure appreciate y'all. And I gotta go to work in the morning, so I gotta get the fuck out of here. See ya.
All right, you